Hello Year 10 and 11, and welcome to your video that is going to go through how to analyse character in A Christmas Carol, focusing on the character of the Ghost of Christmas Past. Okay. So, first of all, I know we went through this in the other video, so we'll go through this again. Why do novelists create characters? Okay, and some of you might answer the following. Just so we can be interested, to make the story flow, to make the reader read on, so we'll read it, or because they want to. Well, this is not the case. Okay, these are all true. These are all true, and you can say yes, they're absolutely right. They are reasons that the author might create characters, but in terms of English literature and study, it's a no, unfortunately. Instead, they are created to represent a certain type of person in society, to encourage the reader to think about the character's personality traits, to criticise a certain type of person, and to deliver a moral lesson, the didactic message of the novella, so the key teaching point of the novella. Okay, so those are the correct reasons, or the reasons in terms of analysing English literature, that novelists create characters. This is what you need to kind of bear in mind when you're talking about A Christmas Carol. Okay, so just a quick recap of those. So, quick recap of the key words as well, okay, and how they can link in to what we're going to say about the Ghost of Christmas Past. So we've got emblematic, which means representing a concept or a quality. The spirit is emblematic of the authority that the past placed on a person's life. Device, something a writer uses to make a point. The spirit is a device used by Dickens to convey the paradoxical nature of the past. Paradoxical meaning kind of contradictory. So that comes in when Dickens talks about the ghost looking both young and old. That kind of shows how the past can be very contradictory and be multifaceted, but it has that key influence. Vehicle, a way that a writer gets their point across. The spirit is a vehicle for Dickens to remind us how persistently important the past is. Symbol, that's similar to emblematic. The spirit symbolises the impact of the past on the future. We do really see that, don't we, with the Ghost of Christmas Past, when he takes Scrooge through all these kind of different scenarios, and how Belle left him, and shows how he's like kind of his inability to love, he's rejected by society. Okay. Representative, one thing being a substitute for another. The spirit is presented as omniscient, all-knowing, representing the ever-present influence of the past. So obviously these aren't complete points, these are just kind of starts of key analytical paragraphs that you could write when writing about the Ghost of Christmas Past in A Christmas Carol. So let's have a look at some key words. Okay, so some key vocabulary, vocabulary for Ghost of Christmas Past. So we've got authoritative, so commanding, he tells Scrooge what to do. Unwavering, so he can't be persuaded, Scrooge tries to protest, saying I'm mortal, he said, nope, come on, let's go. Paradoxical, so that's what I was talking about with this idea of him being described as both young and old. The ghost represents contrast, represents kind of the differences and the multifaceted nature of the past, how lots of things happen but they all come together to have a very similar influence. Didactical, so the ghost teaches Scrooge something and therefore teaches us something. Guide, that's quite self-explanatory. Omniscient, that means all-knowing, so kind of having all that knowledge. The Ghost of Christmas Past is all-knowing because they have knowledge of everything that's happened in Scrooge's past and everything they've done. Persistent, so not giving up, and pious. They're quite a moral, almost religious, like angelic, if you think about the description, angelic-like representation in the novella. So we can use that word pious, which means kind of religiously good. Okay? So let's have a look. How do I write about character? The Ghost of Christmas Past is authoritative. This is shown when he says to Scrooge, rise, walk with me. This commanding attitude reveals why Scrooge does as he's told. No. Okay, it's not terrible, but it's veering off into this idea that character is not a construct and you're talking about character as if it is real. A key thing in your English literature exam is you need to be talking about characters as constructs, as deliberate things that are created by a novelist, an author, Dickens. Okay, not as if they are real people. Okay, so some key tips. Do not write about the characters if they are real. They're not. They are emblems, devices, vehicles, symbols of real people. They are representative of the writer's views and attitude. Okay? We've been through this all before in our previous videos, which is a reminder, so let's try it again. The Ghost of Christmas Past is represented as an authoritative character. This conveyed through his command to Scrooge, rise, walk with me. Dickens' use of imperative dialogue, so imperative means commanding, dialogue means speech, is emblematic of the importance of the past and how it takes a defining role in a person's life. This is particularly true for someone like Scrooge. So here we're using those key, I've not highlighted them in red this time, those key character vocab pieces, so represented and emblematic, and that helps us to write about the Ghost of Christmas Past as a character that has influence on us as a reader and is kind of representative of something wider in society. And the Queen approves, as usual. So, key takeaways. This is the same for every video, but I'll just go through them again. Use the key character vocab and specific adjectives to talk about character. Think about why the writer presented the character in this way. What is the moral lesson? Do not write about characters as if they're real. Don't give a summary of character description. Think about why they're described in this way. So, something for you. Use key vocabulary to write a couple of sentences analysing character using the following quotes. Strange to have forgotten it for so many years. So this quotation is something that the ghost says when Scrooge is talking about how he remembers being at school and admits that he'd forgotten it till now. And the second quotation, a small matter, said the ghost, to make these silly folks so full of gratitude. So that is a quotation from the ghost's observation of Fezziwig's party. Now we kind of know that the ghost is goading Scrooge here, but think about kind of why the ghost has said that, why the spirit said that. So either post your response in the comments or email your teachers, or you can email me at amitchell on the Whitby email address. I hope you found that useful. Okay, look out for other videos looking at other characters and create some cue cards from this video, create some mind maps, use them in whatever way you think is useful. Okay, thank you very much.